Good morning, Lance. How are you?
Morning, Matthew. I'm well, thank you.
Nice to have you on the Punters Lounge live this morning. Let's talk about Andoyas. Obviously, last start, things didn't go your way.
No, it was a bit unfortunate. Well, it didn't go more Opie's way. He just sort of brushed his foot as he came out of the barrier, and of course, Opie was in a lot of pain. But fortunately, the horse took no harm from it, and Opie just got a black foot. So both have rectified another day. But it was just one of those things.
And he's in the market today as a $5 chance, Lance. Take you back a couple of starts ago to his run at Avondale. Were you confident of what he ended up producing there?
Well, possibly. We thought he was capable of doing something if he brought his Hong Kong form back to New Zealand. Probably a bit surprised that he showed the turn of foot he did over the mile. We thought, his form suggests, 2000 and beyond is more up his alley, but it was great to see him show that turn of foot. And of course, today it's only 15.50. The reason we haven't stepped him up further at this stage is through lack of opportunity. He's going to have to run 2,200 metres on Tuesday at Ellerslie, and we just thought, possibly he would benefit from running a mile once again and then stepping him up over that. But, it's a long season ahead, Matthew, and we thought, full steps and just take him along pretty quietly.
What about his work since the Ellerslie run last weekend, Lance? Have you been pleased with where he's at in his training?
Yeah, he's worked well. We don't do a lot with him. He's a very clean-winded horse, and we don't do a lot. But, certainly on Tuesday morning here, he sort of went a bit of even times and quickened in a bit, but certainly was full of running at the end of it. So he's taken no harm whatsoever.
Barrier number 3 today, Lance. What would you like to see unfold in terms of the race pattern for him?
Well, Matthew, I only train him. I pay a jockey to do that. They've got to get on and do it. But, I think, he sort of gets midfield or further back. But, just as he goes, I'm just sort of, hopefully he'll be running at them at the finish. That's all we're looking to see him do at this stage.
Let's talk about your couple of runners that you take to Tauranga today. Giovanni Canaletto, a former Hong Kong galloper. Lance, for the punters at home, what do you see as the ideal scenario for this horse, and when do you feel as though you'll have him peaking in New Zealand?
Matthew, he's just to let the punters know, he's a very capable galloper. He's finished fourth in the English Derby and third in the Hong Kong Derby. He might have run third in the Irish Derby as well. So certainly, 1,300 metres today. It's the first time he's been out on the track for over 2 years. He came to New Zealand with a leg issue. In fact, both front legs he had problems with. He was turned out on the hills for over 12 months. So, he's a work in progress, but I don't think he's ever raced under 1,600 metres before in his life. So, it's really hard to see him getting more towards the end of 1,300 metres. But look, what he's done at home and the condition he's in, Andrew, Scott and myself, we just couldn't be happier with him at this stage. But I think it's just a matter of keeping him sound. And, hopefully, we'd like to go Sydney in the autumn. That's a big target for him. Hopefully he's good. Well, we know he's good enough, but hopefully he can remain sound, and that's what we'll try and do with him.
Without really having to play the comparison game to Willie Cazales, a horse that you had a lot of luck with from the same place, do they have some similarities that could end up, but that the Giovanni Canaletto could end up being a quality galloper here in New Zealand?
Oh, he's quite a bit better than Willie Cazales. He's quite a bit better horse than him. But he's got his issues. But certainly, if he does stand and we can get him into those better races, he's certainly the best horse that Andrew and I have had through our hands. That's come from Hong Kong. He's performed better than Willie Cazales, and also Pure Champion was the other one. But as I say, he's pretty much a day-to-day proposition. So we're more hopeful at this stage. But certainly, if he does stand, he's got plenty of ability. There's no shortage of it, I can tell you.
With Peter Valley, you line up Sleeping Beauty in the same race. A word on her, Lance?
She looks bright. She looks very well. Any rain will assist. I'm not too sure what's happening over the hill at Tauranga at the moment, but she certainly, shows she grows another leg once the tracks get pretty wet. And I think, what are they calling it, Matthew? Is it only a 4 or a 5 at this stage?
Yeah, so it's a dead 4 at this stage at Tauranga. Does that concern you at all, or is that your main concern with the dead 4 track?
Yeah, it is. It is. I'd like to see it be a heavy 11. It would be ideal for her because she certainly does get through it. But whether being only a dead 4 and an open company, that may be a little bit slick for her. But this is we don't have many options, especially this time of the year, with Mary's sort of probably coming to the end of it as far as racing this season goes. She's going to be very limited with the opportunities on wet tracks from here on in.
Now, Sir Charles Road, obviously in Australia on a Melbourne Cup path. Take me back to Bendigo the other day. Were you pleased with his efforts there?
Well, I think well pleased because his first up run was very good, and then we had he spiked the temperature and he couldn't run for 4 weeks. And we've always sort of been half a run behind all the way. It wasn't our plan to go to Bendigo, but it was sort of a last-ditched effort. But if he performed well, we could hopefully get a start on Tuesday. So, from to run like he did, because usually, Matthew, when they run a bad race in Australia, very rarely do they pick up and run another good one. We're just putting his bad performance 2 starts back to him being galloped on early in the run. We received 8 staples in the hind leg, and that obviously had a major effect on his performance. But looking at the horse condition-wise, he looks fantastic. He's very bright in the eye, and glowing in the coat. So Andrew and all the team at Wixford were just so excited to have a run on the Melbourne Cup. There's as I said to Andrew, I said we'll probably never in our lives have this opportunity ever again. So we're very grateful to David Archer for wanting to push on and run him in the big one.
How do you feel that he'll cop the backup? Do you think he's a horse that the 3,200 metres on the backup that he could thrive?
Well, he did it in Sydney. From the Chairman's to the Sydney Cup, there was only a week in between. So this is 6 days on which is nothing in it. I don't think it will harm him. If anything, probably the race has only improved him. So and it would want to too, because the competition is going to go up to another level. With all the internationals there. But I just think we're going to enjoy the day. Just fantastic to have a runner.
Yeah, absolutely. And you've got everyone here in New Zealand behind you, Lance. Just before we let you go, of your runners today, which one are you most confident with?
Look, possibly Endurance is the best placed. Whether he wants to run further than a mile at this stage, we're going to see this afternoon, but he's possibly our best chance.
Thank you, Lance. Have a good day.
Cheers. Thank you, Matthew.